Hello, welcome back. I'm Scott.
And I'm Allison.
And today we're jaw-jacking with Jarhead and Ginger. Today we're going to give you guys our 2020 year in review. You're going to want to stick around to the end of this video because Allison won something and it came in the mail. She also got a pretty cool sticker. So that'll be coming up at the end. So stay tuned. Our 2020 started in Vietnam. We were actually in Ho Chi Minh City, or Saigon, last year when the fireworks went off for the new year.
Yes. That was a pretty eventful trip. He got food poisoning at the beginning of it, and then we both didn't know it at the time, but we both got COVID in Vietnam. Pretty sure they didn't have the test for it then, but all the classic symptoms.
After that, we were trying to pick a place that we wanted to live overseas after I retired. So we had planned on several trips this year near Okinawa. We wanted to go to the Philippines and Thailand and all of those things, and Vietnam was one of the scouting trips that we went on. Unfortunately, that didn't work out.
Nope, COVID happened, so that canceled all of our plans for travel. But during that time, we also started our YouTube channel.
That's right, we started YouTubing. Somewhat because of the stuff that we shot when we were in Vietnam. And then we also started a carnivore diet that we wanted to document, and that's what really got the wheels going. And then when we changed from living abroad and we actually nailed it down for sure we were retiring and coming back to the US, and we changed into full-time RV stuff, then we started gearing the channel towards the full-time RV lifestyle, which we didn't even know was a thing until we started YouTubing it.
Well, we kind of did it before. We lived full-time while we were building a house in our RV and when we were house hunting in Alaska. So we had kind of an idea, but we didn't know how popular it was. And actually the plan of living abroad, it still seems very exciting, but with all the uncertainty right now, that's part of the reason we decided to move back and do the RV thing. Another reason is we have kids in Washington and Texas and in Maryland, and I just didn't want to be living overseas full time. I missed all my babies, so we're gonna just make loops around the U.S. so we can see them all, since they won't come see us.
Yeah, it was time to come back, and a normal home didn't make sense for us because we had kids on both coasts and in Texas. So, yeah. And then so we started doing videos on YouTube, and we did a few in Okinawa, and then COVID.
Was that up here?
And then COVID actually kicked in and everything went on lockdown. So for a good period of time in Okinawa, we weren't even able really to go outside the house except just to go back and forth to work. So we didn't really get to do a lot of the videos that we wanted to show you guys from over there. But there are a few. So if you want to see some of the stuff from Okinawa, go check out our pre-weekly full-time RV videos. There's a whole bunch of stuff from Okinawa in there, leading all the way up to actually when we started our full-time living.
Yeah, downsizing from our big house to get ready for RV life is in there as well. And let's see, during the COVID lockdown, we weren't even allowed to leave the island of Okinawa to go to mainland. But during that, I got a call on the morning of my birthday that my father had passed away, and there was no way. We knew we were leaving at the end of August. We were pretty sure, and so there was no way of for me to travel to the U.S. for that and to travel back. So luckily, I was able to put everything on hold and take care of that when we got back.
Yep. And so we had the full-time RV plan was already in motion, and we started gearing more of our videos towards that stuff, especially during the COVID lockdown. There wasn't a whole lot of things we could do because we couldn't get out.
when we were going through all of this, we were still kind of hoping that Scott's contract would be extended to stay in Okinawa, but we were still moving forward with the plans to start the RV life. So we did find out in June for sure that we weren't going to be extended and we'd have to move back. So we started preparing for that. That was very tough for me. We loved Okinawa. It was a beautiful place. I'm tearing up. I had really good friends there. I still have the good friends, but I just don't get to see them. It was tough to leave then because we couldn't see each other to get our hugs and say our sayonaras.
So we did leave Okinawa. We left in August, right at the very end of August. But before we left, I went and ordered a truck through Military Auto Source, or Auto Sales over there. It's only available to military and those attached to the military that are overseas. And then we moved it. All that was still in the process while we were moving, and we moved out of our house into a temporary lodging facility, and then we finally moved from the temporary lodging and flew all the way back here to the U.S.
I still need a minute. I haven't recovered from talking about Okinawa. It's not all sad though. It's good. It's good.
So when we got back here, we flew into Houston. We got back, we rented a car, and we did a couple of weeks to maybe a month of hotel hopping.
Yes.
And then we were able to move in with Allison's good friends, our junior high friend.
Junior high school. Thank you, Rob and Lisa.
Yeah.
Lisa was my buddy.
Lisa was Allison's friend from school, and Rob and Lisa took us in when we were homeless and gave us a place to stay.
Yes, in the pool house.
Yeah, you've seen some of the videos from there. They have a beautiful place with a nice pool and a pool house, so we weren't roughing it at all. When we were there, or actually before we got there, we picked up our truck. We were actually driving to look at an RV, and I had an app that was keeping track of where my truck was in the build process, and it said delivery or delivered or something like that. So I told Allison, call the dealership and ask them if they know when it'll be there. She did, and the guy at the dealership said, oh, it came in yesterday. So we were like, can we come see it? He's like, yeah, come on. And we close at 5, so we U-turned and went and saw the truck. And then that process was about a week or two of paperwork back and forth and all that stuff before we were actually able to pick up the truck. Which, as you know, if you watch the channel, we're a truck and a fifth wheel toy hauler, so that's half our house, guys. So we got half our house picked up finally, and that was pretty exciting.
And we do have a video of our truck, so you can check that out up here somewhere.
Okay, after that, we were in the process of figuring out the RV as well. We pretty much had it set on our RV, but we hadn't been in one, so we finally were able to get into one of these and make a tour of it, or take a tour, and then we knew that it was a good for us RV for sure. So we started looking at when and how to get that purchased.
Yeah, when we went to see this one, because we had kind of had it set from watching YouTube videos in Okinawa, because they don't have these over there for us to look at. So when we finally got to Texas and we got to go see one, I stepped inside and I said, man, this is huge. And we tried really, really hard to find something smaller, but we need to have an office, and I brought all my stuff to do my quilting with. So we needed something this big. We got a Grand Design Momentum 397 TH, and we do have a video with a tour, 2 videos of a tour for our RV.
Yep. Part 1 is the inside and part 2 is the outside. If you haven't seen those, we'll leave links in the description as well. So once we got it figured out how we were going to purchase the RV, we had to make a road trip to get it. We actually went all the way up to Elkhart, Indiana to pick it up. It was about 2 days up there. We stayed in hotels on the way up, and then the first night in Elkhart we were in a hotel, And the second night in Elkhart was our first day of full timing in the RV, and that was November 9th.
Yes, November 9th we went full time.
Not very long ago, but November 9th it was. We were actually able to stay there on the property for 2 nights, and then we hitched up and started hauling it back here to Texas. The first night we stayed in Cracker Barrel after we left.
Not in Cracker Barrel, in the parking lot.
We lot docked.
Yes.
At Cracker Barrel, and that's also where we met up with New Horizons. That was great. We got stickers and magnets from her. Then the next day we got up. Well, yeah, we had that hiccup with me leaving the furnace on and running our batteries dead. So we got up pretty early the next morning, and we got back on the road. The next stop was. In where? What was the city or the town? Texarkana.
Yes, Texarkana, Arkansas.
Yeah, Arkansas. So we stayed in Arkansas, and then the third night we actually made it to back to Texas here.
Oh, there was a stop between that we didn't film or anything. That one little RV park that was in northern Arkansas. I think.
Oh, okay. 2 stops in Arkansas. One in northern and one in southern, and then the next night we made it into Texas.
Yes.
So we did stay one park out of Thousand Trails when we got back to Texas, but since that first day or first stay in Texas, we have stayed in the Thousand Trails system. We've been doing 3 weeks at a time, and we're now in our 3rd park.
Yes. The first one we stayed in was Thousand Trails, Lake Conroe, in Willis, Texas, and we picked a great place for our first park. It was very nice. After that, Medina Lake, just outside of San Antonio, and we have a video coming soon of that. And after that,
and now we're here at I don't even know the name of it.
Colorado, Thousand Trails Colorado River in Columbus, Texas. And I think we shortened our Medina Lake one, and this one will be a little shorter than 3 weeks, because next from here we head to the schoolhouse.
That should be fun. It's gonna be a lot of work for me. I'm going back to school, guys. But at all these parks that we've been to, we have met some great friends, some good YouTube friends, and some friends that aren't even on YouTube yet. Hopefully they will be soon. So that's been great. It seems like all the RVers so far that we've run into are very nice people, and they'll help you out with anything. They'll come over and chit chat with you for an hour or two, and you're wondering where the time went. And it's just a great community, both on YouTube and actually at the parks.
So I had a good laugh there because when we were leaving our first park in Conroe, Lake Conroe, we had, while we were there, we had our shipment from Japan sent to a storage in Texas, and we unloaded and unpacked, and that was just quite the ordeal. But one of the things that we brought with us is our Traeger smoker, and it's huge. And so we smoked a brisket while we were in Conroe, and the day that we were leaving, we had to load it up the ramp into the RV, and it was a super steep ramp, so it's too heavy for me to help him lift, and the ramp was too steep, so we were trying to do a come along hitch thing, and so one of the neighbors, I think he was probably laughing at us, but he decided to come over and just give him a hand, and they got it right up in here.
Yeah, no problem. I just lifted it up and he pushed and whoop, right in. I didn't even get that guy's name, but if you're watching this, thanks a lot. It really helped us out.
That's how helpful the RV community is for the most part.
Yeah, it's great. Now, let's see what you got.
Oh, I got a special. I won a contest. I don't remember exactly what it was on a live, but it was the channel called Trip and Tracy. You see, there's Tracy, and this is what I won. Oop. They're little tiny charms. They're different RVs and a campfire and a sign that says camp. So I have 3 different RVs. It's a camper, a motorhome, And
First wheel?
no.
I can't
I
see
don't know.
it.
But I won that from the Trip and Tracy. So go over and check out Trip and Tracy. There's her
And I
channel.
also got a sticker.
Yes.
That'll be going on our board soon.
Yes.
Alright guys, if you like jaw jacking, give us a thumbs up, hit the like button, and please leave us a comment down below. We love reading and responding to the comments down below.
You know, this is the recap of 2020, so we want to go out and wish each and every one of you a very happy 2021. And it's got to get better, right? Stay positive.
Happy New Year. Hope it goes better than this year, guys. If you're still here, thanks for sticking around to the end. And we'll see you next time on Jaw Jacking with Jarhead and Ginger.
Bye.